Wagwan, beautiful people. Welcome once again. Another episode of Cooking with Nino. I'm going to be making some shrimp wrapped in wonton shells. And these shrimps, we're going to call these 15 to 17. And what it really is you'll get probably 15 of them to 17 in 1 pound. Okay, so that's what the number means on the package. I'm going to be peeling the shrimp, but I'm going to be leaving the last knuckle, the very last knuckle there. I'm going to leave the tail attached and just remove the rest of the shell. And as you can see, it looks like this. And this is a devane shrimp. All right. Once I get that, as you see, we've got a bit of a fan tail on the end. I'm going to take my scissor. I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to make an incision with my scissor. I'm just going to, just like this, just like a V. I'm going to clip that piece off, and voila, look at what we have. More of a fancy tail. All right, so it's a devane fancy tail.
It's very important to ensure that you peel all the shell off the shrimp. As that stuff gets stuck in your mouth, it's going to lead to an unpleasant experience. And as far as sizes goes, you can use whatever size you feel comfortable with. Just ensure that when you're buying your shrimp, you're not buying the red ones. You make sure that it's this type of color here, because the red one represents them being cooked, and you don't want them to be pre-cooked. Get all your shrimps all peeled. And for this dish, it's all about preparation. Preparations mean so much. You can get way ahead of the game. You might be having a cocktail party. Now, when it comes to seasoning, you're going to be using seasoning like your 5-spice, Chinese spice. You'd be sprinkling on some garlic powder, some black pepper, just to enhance all the flavor. Get all the flavors together, and don't forget salt. Salt's very important. You got to sprinkle a little salt on there, and also add a little bit of sesame seed oil. That sure will pop the flavor, enhance the flavor. Once you get your shrimp all peeled, right along the back of the shrimp, there's a spinal bone. You want to be able to crack that bone. If you see, you just put the shrimp flat on the board and just push down on it. You crack that backbone and make your shrimp nice and straight. So when it's time to get it into the wonton shell, everything is nicely even, nice and straight, and you get an even cooking. So the size of shrimp that you have will determine the size of the wonton shell that you'll be using. They come in different sizes. So you're going to kind of judge what it is that you want to use. Once you get that shell, you just got to spread them out across your table. Get them all set up. Get a little container of water that you're going to be using that to kind of seal the shell as you go along. So you're going to put a little dab of water on one end. Place the shrimp inside of the shell. This way, the dab of water is just going to help the whole thing seal. You put it all around the outer sheet, and then just fold inwards onto the shrimp, and then you just kind of roll and just fold the corners and just roll it to create a nice seal. This way, once it gets frying, everything will stay together. And you just go ahead and just repeat the process again. One little fold at the top just to keep it even. Spread the water all around the outer edge. And then fold over, roll, and just seal it all up. This is something you can do ahead of time. You can rest assured this dish is going to be quite the hit. So you can make it ahead of time, and what you can do is just place them in your refrigerator or your freezer, just to ensure that everything seals together till it's time for you to get frying. Once you get your pan on your stove with your oil, you want to bring the temperature up to anywhere between 350 to 400 degree, ideal temperature for frying these wonton. And then you just lower them in the hot oil one at a time. So once everything gets fried and everything is golden brown, looking lovely, you're all done.
So I got my shrimp rolls here, shrimp in wonton shell. These are absolutely delicious for gathering. You can make them way ahead of time, freeze them, and let me tell you, when it's time to serve, guess you're gonna enjoy it.